Hello, guys. Hey, guys. Hey. This is High Priestess Jamila coming at you today with some very pertinent information. Right. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to get in here. I do have a sleepy little one that is ready for a nap, which is kind of late in the evening for a nap, but he needs to go to sleep because he woke up early this morning. His sleep is off. His sleep schedule is off by a couple of hours. So he usually gets up before I do. Okay. So I'm gonna wake him up a little bit later and keep him up till about 10 or 11. So please forgive if you hear my little one. He's watching these overstimulating cartoons. It seems like the cartoons got more and more over the top. If y'all notice, they seem to be a little too overstimulating with the colors, the flashing. Cartoons are horrible for sensitive kids. Back in the day, we looked at Bugs Bunny, Winnie the Pooh. We didn't have all that flash and light and stuff that that stuff is in and yeah, so he's trying to get himself calmed down. I wanted to come and talk to you guys about something, and I'm just gonna be as real as possible with this, okay? Seriously. The last person in the world that you don't want to pay is your spiritualist. Okay. Now, look, we understand paying your bills, but your spiritualist should be the first that you pay. This is a very, very severe thing that I'm about to talk to you guys about because you can literally screw your spiritualist up. And let me tell you something, most spiritualists are not going to go down for your mistakes because we not Jesus. Now you can mess around and not pay your spiritualist if you want, but you can end up in some messed up situations. And while you're in those situations, then you'll have Jesus to talk to. But other than that, you're going to be frustrated as hell because you did not pay your debt. I don't care if you heard something about Jamila online. Look, those is idiots. Those are buffoons. This is serious. I'm keeping it real with y'all. And this on, you know what? This is not just me, but if you go to an authentic spiritualist and you agree and you enter into a spiritually binding contract with that spiritualist to have your work done, and then the work manifests and the agreed upon amount was not paid, that spiritualist is gonna have to do something. I don't know what other spiritualists do when they have payment arrangements and somebody owes them money. I know that your spiritualist does have the option of reversing the work that they did for you, even if you pay everything but $500. This is the amount that you have agreed upon. And see, nobody should be doing that to me because I charge so much less than other people. So, when my spirits feel like they're being taken advantage of, they are not going to be kind to you. Seriously. And let me tell y'all something. I have clients. I have one, I have just one or two, but I'm explaining something else which y'all don't do. Okay. But if you have been obtained as a client and you had a payment arrangement and it's been like 7 months to a year, like like over a year since the work was done, since it was agreed upon, and the last time your spiritualist heard from you was over the summertime, and then now you hiding, please believe the spirits are going to find you. And it doesn't matter whether or not you send in a picture or not. Y'all have got to understand and stop taking this stuff for granted. Can y'all hit the thumbs up for me so that I can get some views? Hold on a minute. This is going to be very serious, and I want you guys to know this. Hold on a minute. Appreciate it. Listen, you got to pay your spiritual, you have to pay that, because there's there's consequences for not paying. And you know what? I'm not the type of person that like my clients, they love me so much, and I comfort them during their time of need, and I truly help them. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's something as simple as a cleanse or even love work, people always think, oh well, this doesn't matter, but it does. It does matter. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's take, for example, let's say that you have a court case. Okay, now with certain court cases, I am going to charge according to what my spirits tell me to charge you. I've done court cases that have went all the way, that have went from for as little as 500 to 1,500 to 5,000, and you have to pay it. Let's say that you obtain a spiritualist and they do about $5,000 worth of work for you, and it works. Literally, you walk scot-free. Like, you had charges against you that could have got you 20 years in prison easy, especially if this is your second deal, third deal. You already been convicted before, and you go to a spiritualist that literally gets the charges dropped, and literally, like, I'm talking about serious charges, because my spirits will take every case. They'll take your case. Okay, and now I know a lot of y'all don't agree with this, but how do you think George Zimmerman got off? They was doing some serious brujeria. They did some serious magic to get that boy off. It wasn't about black people. It wasn't about racism. It was the fact that he had very powerful spirits that helped him walk away from that case. Okay. And that case wasn't even meant to even hurt black people. But black people, of course, took it personally because, it's to be expected. You know what I'm saying? That's our history, but we got to really come out of that too. Okay. And actually properly spiritually protect our children from the demons and the boogeyman, because the boogeyman is real. They call it the Oogie Boogie Man. Okay, and it comes for kids and adults. Now I know what I'm talking about. Let's say that you went to a spiritualist and you paid it, but then you decided that you wanted to leave a balance on it and you didn't want to pay it. First of all, that balance is going to have to accrue interest. Because what it'll do is, when it's not paid and the spiritualist is not taking the proper channels, then that debt is going to grow on that spiritualist. And you do not want that to happen, because spiritualists know how to remove that from themselves. Also, I have had clients that have owed me balances and tried to do spiritual work so that they didn't have to pay it. That is another mistake. Listen, I am the human flesh that's walking around. My spirits are very big and invisible. So you're not just dealing with me. You're dealing with spirits, male and female spirits. Let's say you decide not to pay it. That spiritualist can reverse your work and you will end up in jail. I'm just keeping it real because you got literally walked away from these horrific charges that could have taken most of your life, but you didn't pay the debt. Okay, a lot of people are always talking about sacrifice and this, and that. Money is energy. This is the reason why they have a credit scoring system. This is also the reason why, they have debt collectors. Okay, this is the reason why. Now, if you're not paying your spiritualist, this is bad. This is very, very bad. You obviously do not care about your life, especially if it's something like that. So I'm letting y'all know, I'm not saying that the spirits are going to kill you, but obviously you've kind of given up. You have to pay your spiritualist first. I always tell people that are getting court cases, pay me before you pay your attorney. And I'm serious about that because once I do that work for you, you walking away. I have a 100% success rate on my court cases because my spirits control that. They control it. They have a voice in that. That's why I've never lost a case before. It's not because I'm the devil. It's because of other reasons. Like a lot of people be like, oh, she must be the devil or whatever. It is what it is. Demonize me all you want, but this is what it is. Pay your spiritualists when you owe them money and don't wait several months or several years. Pay them because you're paying off your debt. That's how you were able to walk free. My spirit said, okay, we can help you, but this is how much it's going to cost. And when you agree to that, that's it. And I'm especially a lot of you that come and you get $5,000 worth of work. Hit that thumbs up, guys, because this is truth right here. If you don't want to hear, because first of all, spiritualists cannot work for you for free. We can't work for you for free. Are you kidding me? It's not that we won't do it. It's just that we can't. And I just won't do it. Even if I could, I still wouldn't do it. We cannot do work for you for free. You have to pay for it. If you spend 3 hours on the phone with us and that spiritualist charges, if that spiritualist is charging, I don't care what it is, $25 an hour, $60 an hour, $80 an hour, you have to pay what you owe. Even for readings, we cannot do work for free for you guys because if we do, guess what? We could die. We could die of hunger, of death, of sickness, of whatever we saved you from. That stuff is going to come after us because that leaves a void. The contract was not fulfilled. So what does that mean? That means this. That means that the responsibility went on to the spiritualist, but it wasn't the spiritualist's fault that you didn't pay. What, you gonna blame them for it? See, this is why I'm careful about who I do work for now. Real talk. I'm very careful about that because those people that don't appreciate their life, they take everything for granted. They don't care. They take advantage of people. I don't do work for folks like that no more. So it's a certain caliber of people that I'm not working for. No more. Okay, when I do court cases, it's got to be all paid in full. I'm not doing it no more. If you want court case work from me, it's going to 100% work. In fact, I can have the charges dropped. And I know I probably shouldn't even be saying this publicly because I could get the FBI like, hey, man, we may have to, but spiritual work is very legal. So you're going to walk away from that case. You're going to be given a second chance or a third chance. But you just got to pay it all up front. That's all it is to it. Okay. Certain charges that you may have, First of all, I absolutely will not do spiritual work for pedophiles. You can hang it up. Okay, if you're in jail for some kind of child rape, I ain't touching you. Then also drug charges. If it's drug charges, I can get you off of drug charges, but I won't be doing that anymore. Because if it's drug charges, you really got a debt on you because you done ruined a lot of people's lives. And I said, I will cleanse you of that. I will free you of that. But then you didn't pay me. So then that means that I'm dealing with your karma. And then that's going to piss me off. And that's going to piss my spirits off. And they going to tell me, they going to say, is this person? Love one. Love 1 3 said, I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, because that energy, like, and I've actually done work for people to where I've done the work and I felt them, trying to take more or try. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people. Like, people are crazy. Like, I'm one of the best people that you'll ever meet. Very trustworthy, very loving. And for you to take advantage of me, my spirits is at you that night and we don't have to see what you look like. I'm just letting y'all know that. Like, people be like, well, I ain't sent her my picture. So, and I'm not going to attack your family members. I'm not going to attack other people that are innocent. They going to come back for you. No, weed is not a drug. Weed is a herb. Weed is a herb. It's not a drug. Weed grows naturally on the earth. And I know that so does the cocoa plant, but it's processed. And, even though the cocoa plant grows naturally, I still wouldn't eat it because I know what it is. But no, if you have a weed charge, I'm all for you. I'm gonna be right there in the courtroom with you, like, this person is, this is a healing, this is a healing herb, so my spirits will definitely let you off on that. Other drugs, we taking a big risk. That's why it costs so much. And literally, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all, I done got people off on charges where they didn't even, you ain't even had no attorney to pay. You had a public defender. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the one that literally got you out. I'm the one that literally freed you. It didn't have nothing to do with an attorney or anything. It was my work. And you decided not to pay me. And then I realized, oh, this person ain't paid. Let me contact them. They must be ready to pay in full. If your spiritualist contacts you, and I'm serious, guys, I am not trying to talk cold or clever. I'm telling y'all the fucking truth. If your spiritualist contacts you and says, I need this balance in full, I don't care if you have to put your house up. You need to do it because my spirits are trying to warn you. If I say pay it in full, there's nothing else I can do. It's been several months. You've had all this time. Pay it in full. Something is coming and something's going to manifest. So what you got to do is just get on the phone and borrow it from somebody. They got payday loan places everywhere. Trust me, I'd rather owe a payday loan place than a spiritualist. And if some of our, and also another thing, you clients out there that think that spiritualists are not, like, for example, you'll justify it and you'll talk to another spiritual and they say, well, I would have only charged you about 3,500 to do that case. Yeah, but Jamila charged you 5,000. So that was your agreement. Okay. Yeah. Why would you try to do that? Yeah. Oh God, definitely. And you know what? You're going to get treated well. Like, I don't, like, except for pedophiles. I don't deal with pedophiles. I don't. But you're gonna get treated with the utmost respect. I don't care what you did or where you been. You're gonna get treated with kindness and love and compassion. And you're gonna get cleansed of all those sins. But if you decide in your mind that it's a good idea for you, and so that's what I'm saying. If you hear from it, look, even if I'm doing work for you and one of your spirits done did something, because it happens, and I contact you and say, hey, you need to send in some money. because there, it happens. It does. You have to support your spiritualist. You do. Okay. And now I'm not saying that I do things like that, but clearly, especially when it comes to crack, cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, all of those drugs are very vampiric because that you have to have a lot of money. It takes a lot of energy. Those drugs take a lot of energy out of this world, which is why they need to really crack down on it because it's creating a lot of problems. So I wish that they would really, really do something about this war on drugs. I don't know if y'all ever saw that thing on Netflix about drugs. And so if you have a drug charge, you really need to pay. And then also if you, because we're assuming that if you're a dealer, that you got some money somewhere. That's what I'm gonna assume. If you're dealing drugs, you got like drug dealers make like the hell, they make more than doctors. And you gonna come to a spiritualist asking for a payment plan, and you got one, and then you got out, like you literally didn't do the time for the crime that you committed. See, spirit, whenever we do spiritual work, court case work for people, spirit will tell us in so many ways. Like, for example, let's say that I get a black man off on drugs. Let's say I get him off on a drug charge, right? Not off on drugs, but let's say that I let him walk on that charge and he don't pay me the money that he owes me. Spirit, y'all got to understand that spirit is spirit. And what you'll find that will manifest is that energy will start to manifest in your life, because if your spiritualist is not paid, it may lead them to be in places where they may not want to be, or it may have them walk down alleyways that they don't want to be. And you didn't pay your money, so guess what? I have 2 sons over here. The police could start messing with my sons. You think I'm going to let that happen? When I can see that manifesting, because that spirit is spirit again. I keep explaining this to you. All that God and devil stuff, that don't even really exist. Really, the universe is what it is. That's really what it is. That's why they say that practitioners represent both sides. It's not that we're two-faced or two-sided, no. But spirit is going to let me know, hey, because you didn't pay your debt. And see, nothing's going to happen to me as the spiritualist, because I know the proper avenues to take. But if I do any kind of work for you, like, for example, if I do a cleanse for you and you decide not to pay it, where do you think that energy has got to come from? It's got to come from me. So if you owe me, listen, if you owe me, let's say you owe me $3,000, that's the exact amount that I could possibly be in debt. And that's a problem. Seriously, guys, I want y'all to know this, because you can have any damn thing that you want in this world. You can manifest anything. Like, I can manifest anything that you want, except for when you're dealing with other people in love. Because people, that's where things get a little complicated. So if you get love work, sometimes you have to be very patient. Okay? Sometimes you have to be very patient. I'm serious. But everything else, like cleanses, that's instant. You ain't gonna do nothing but go upward from there. When I start that cleanse for you, when you send in that money for that cleanse, you got it right there. You good. Your life is gonna get better from there. If I give you instructions, stay away from this person, stay away from that person, and you decide not to do it, then you may have to come back and get a cleanse again, because you got negative karma from that seductive person that you just couldn't seem to stay away from. But that's what I'm here for. Okay. And my spiritual ancestry is sages and shamans. So I've existed as a sage shaman before. And in one of my lifetimes, I was a very powerful healer. I'm talking about there was no disease in the world at all. And I still am a powerful healer. I've healed people just recently that were sick. So I'm not afraid to take on healing cases. A lot of people are scared to death of that, but I'm not afraid of that. And I've done healings for people. And yeah, I've had stuff manifest. I've had back pain, stomach pains, short stabbing pains. That ain't nothing but that. Those are that's a spiritual manifestation that don't even exist, because I'm a very healthy woman. Okay. It's something that happens while I'm working on your case. When I get done with your case, I banish all that stuff off of y'all. It goes away. Okay. But if you don't pay, let's say that I'm working a case for you and your case makes me get sick, but you ain't paid. Now the spiritualist got to be in the bed for a week, but then they also broke. And then for some reason, when that happens, depending on what client you're dealing with, they make form a blockage. So that means that ain't nothing else coming in. So, we're not necessarily above you. We have to deal with the same things that y'all deal with. Hold on, y'all. Because somebody texted me. Give me a second. Oh, I can't see the text. Okay. It's very severe, you guys. I'm serious. And but I mean, we're here for you. Like I helped one of my clients through a horror, just absolute horror in her life. And I told her, I said, you have got to do nothing other than appreciate me and my spirits. Feeling like a needle is poking you. See, that's a spiritual pain when you feel like a needle is poking you. Now, sometimes somebody might have a voodoo doll on you and they could be poking it with needles. People do stuff like that. And it may be somebody that has a piece of your hair or your DNA. Because for somebody to make a voodoo doll that powerful, to where you can actually feel it. But if you're doing work for people, then you can have a lot of different symptoms that will come up. Now, I keep protection around myself at all times and my children. And still to date, Jacob, he has never really been sick since he was born. Ain't that weird? He was breastfed. He had no vaccines. So, there's a lot of demons that hate my son because he's manifested several spiritual gifts already. you know Pretty soon he'll be seeing. He already can see stuff, and I'm not gonna bind his power for what. That's cruel. So a lot of people felt threatened by Jacob and began to attack him instead of allowing me to raise my son, knowing that he's going to do the right thing. So a lot of people tried to interfere because they knew how spiritual this baby is. But anyway, guys, it's important. I can't stress to you enough, and I know I was kind of irritated earlier, but I'm gonna bring it down a little bit because I do not want you guys to be afraid, and I don't want to push nobody away. That's not what I'm doing. But I got to keep it real with you, because when you walked up and you didn't have all your money, you was taken out of mercy and compassion. That is why that spiritualist took you, because they cared about you. They could have told you no, and then a client that was able to pay all the way in full would have called their phone right after they hung up with you. So when they did that for you, they did you a favor. And you got to remain loyal, especially if they were helping, especially if for a fact. I have never, ever had a client come to me and tell me that something horrible happened to them after I took them on as a client. Never. And that's pretty good. Yeah. I have a son that absorbs energy natural without knowing it and drains people. Mm. You gonna bind them? You might have to bind that now. Ooh, Lord, girl, you might have to bind that. I felt that one in my throat, Hecate, triple moon goddess. Girl, you may have to bind that. Okay. That's pretty good. That's kind of a demonic power, though. I can dig it. I can dig it. Seriously, just pay us. And you know what? You know when a spiritualist calls you and they say, "Hey, did you have that money in full?" Like, okay, if I call you and you just say, "Okay, Jamila, if it ain't been more than 2 months," because after about 2 or 3 months, that's when the spirit is gonna need to be fed. And keep in mind that spiritualists, those spirits work for us, but they can work against us if we don't do what they say. Because they'll say, "Hey, listen, this situation is a void, there's a void here." So if a spiritualist says to you, "Hey, I need that in full," or if you need work, you see, y'all don't take this seriously. If you need work and you can go and get like an installment loan or a personal loan, you better go get it and get that work done. A lot of people don't take it seriously. There's a lot of people that just, but you can't be influenced by those people. Those people are idiots. Those people ain't manifesting nothing. Those people are codependent. Those people will leave this earth unfulfilled because they didn't fulfill their destiny, which all of us are destined for greatness, to be honest with you. We just get distracted. Okay, so just make sure that you do that, because what your spiritualist is going to do is they're going to say, "Hey, listen, I didn't, these spirits is asking me for that money." And they're like, "Wait a minute, what about this person? What about that person? They owe you money. What about this person that had you send them an invoice that didn't pay any on it?" This is another thing I want y'all to not do. I do not want you guys to go to a spiritualist and want work and then say, "Send me an invoice." I don't send out invoices like that no more, because that is a spiritually binding contract. So you got to have your money. If you have your money ready, then I can work with you. The only Hecate triple moon goddess, my cleanses are 450. They're 450. And the only work that I could possibly do a payment plan for would be a cleanse. Maybe, but not with everybody. If I see that you need a hex remover too, then I probably won't touch it. I'll say, "Hey, you got to get all your money together," because a lot of times it can cost me more. See, a lot of people just, people got it confused. You got to quit listening to people that don't actually work as a spiritualist. They don't know what they're talking about because they've never done this business before. You have got to make sure that you pay your spiritualist. Now, if you need work done, but you don't have the money to pay for it, participate in the group rituals until you can. Those group rituals are very powerful. I've had people give me a lot of good feedback on the group rituals, because when you come to me and you are getting work, but you didn't pay for it, then that's going to start taking from me. And I can't do that. I have myself to take care of. I have my children to take care of. And it's just not fair. It's just not fair for me to not get paid for the work that I did. It ain't even extra stuff. You didn't even pay for what you got. And I'm talking about this, it's serious, guys, because and just pay it and you'll be okay. And don't get angry about it. And please don't go to another spiritualist whining and complaining, because that other spiritualist that you go to is just going to take advantage of you. And it'll be for good reason, because obviously you don't have any appreciation or understanding. You just using people anyway. When I've had people that have came to me that have gotten invoices, and they'll put like 150 down on it, and then you don't hear from them. I'm serious. If you guys have invoices with me, make sure that it's paid. And this is one thing that you're not going to do. You're not going to go and complain about, what went on, because literally I've been carrying you for so long. But when it gets to that point, when I can't do it anymore, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got to pay up front. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. And see, and for a little while, until I get myself built back up, I'm really not going to be taking payment arrangements, because especially on court case work, because that's a very serious thing. If it was, even if it was a negative spirit and you were misunderstood and you was raised in the ghetto, and that's all you knew, and you just don't want to ruin your life, okay, fine, I get that. Okay, you still have to take responsibility, because when you pay that money, you're taking care of your responsibility. And it's not that spiritualists are greedy. We have to eat just like you. We have to pay our bills just like you. We're people too. We matter too. So, especially if if it's been like, a while, then your spiritualist is going to expect for you to have it in full if you ain't paid it. So if you get an email from me or something, because this is another thing that a lot of people have figured out that they could do. And I've noticed, because I will do work for a practitioner. I love my witches. But when y'all doing certain stuff, I can see it. I've had people come to me and they'll pay like a little bit, and then you don't hear from them, but they're still taking energy, and you ain't heard from them. You can't do that. In fact, if you agree to pay for spiritual work, I don't care who it's with, pay it. Just pay it and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that we're being evil or anything, but it's not like you can come by my house and bring me loaves of bread. We're not getting paid by the barter and pay system, barter and trade system. That's how we exchange our energy. When a person goes to work every day, they get paid a certain amount of dollars an hour. What if your boss said, "Oh, I can't pay you"? That's why your boss is such a stickler about you not showing up. So, you just make sure that you pay it, and then there's no problems. And stay with that spiritualist. I mean, my God, if you had a spiritualist that was able to make you walk away from if you had a spiritualist that saved your life, you was about to lose about 10 or 20 years of your life, and you had a spiritualist that gave you your life back. Don't you think that you kind of sort of owe that person your life? Not to say that they have to, because I would never think that way, but I mean, you owe them even more than you owe your mother, because they sometimes your mama done led you down that alleyway. Sometimes your mama done pushed you towards that or sold you out. So then the great mother will say, "I'm going to take you in my arms and I'm going to take care of you." I've had somebody, let me tell y'all something. I had somebody And see that, and so if people in your life are able to do that, then if you're a spiritualist, clients will try to do it too. Literally had borrowed money from me, and then that next year told me that the money that he borrowed that I earned from my spiritual business, that I just needed to quit that spiritual business and get a job. See, that's how ornery people will be. And I love my brothers. Don't even, hey. But if y'all come to me and I get you, I get you straight, and you just kind of blow me off. Like, first of all, it hurts my feelings. Like I've actually felt that way before. I've had clients that have said things to me, and I was so sensitive about it, because I was like, and I told that client, I said, man, I feel like you don't care anything about me. I feel taken advantage of. It brought me to tears, but because I'm such a sweet person. And I just so happen to have knowledge of witchcraft. And I'm very good at what I do. And I'm going to deliver to you what I promise. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you. There's been some cases that I couldn't manifest for clients. And there was reasons why. Probably shouldn't have even taken the cases. But So we're there for you. We're going to always make sure that you get the best. You come here, you going to get the best. But you just got to make sure that it's paid, because, that's going to create debt in my life. And it causes a void, in my finances. And that's just not fair. That's not fair to me. Because, I couldn't imagine doing that to somebody. Yeah. So, so there's been people going around the internet saying to spiritualists, and I've been seeing those spiritualists respond to that, well, why can't you do the work for free? First of all, that's against the rules. We can't do free work for you. Even if you have family members that do work, that need work done, they have to pay for that. Money is energy. There's a reason why on every dollar bill, on all printed money, it says, "In God we trust." There is a reason why it says that. Okay. And so, I know that a lot of y'all are thinking, well, if you're so powerful, and then people will take from you, will take what you manifested, and then question your power and say, well, if you're so powerful, why don't you make $1 million appear out of nowhere? That ain't how it works. But yeah, we do, because if you have a business and you come and get prosperity work from me, your business is going to boom. It's going to pop. You are guaranteed success, especially as long as you follow instructions. Yeah, ain't nothing in this world free. They know that they can't walk up in McDonald's and say, hey, can I have a free burger? McDonald's is probably going to have security take you out of there. And if y'all noticed, a lot of these panhandlers and homeless people, they are under fire. And the reason why is because what is wrong with you? What is going on with you? Like, what kind of demon do you have on you that's causing this? So, I remember, because I'm in a different location than I was before. And, there was this little skinny lady down at the store, and she asked me to buy her a can of Spam, and I did it. But, for me, I feel like, spirit, because some of those people, they might just be, they may have more money than you, just sitting there bombing all day from people. And see, that's the devil, because idle hands are the devil's workshop. These are people that are literally sponging off of society while giving nothing back but a thank you. But at the same time, them asking you for 50, 75 cents to $1, is taken from you. So you got to be careful about, who you like, especially when you donate to like charitable organizations. I donate to Salvation Army because Salvation Army has helped me during my time in need. So I have no problem. Like, and then especially the dedication of what they do. I have a lot of respect for the Salvation Army. But you know what? The Salvation Army won't help you unless you can help yourself. If you walk up in there, they're not just going to give you everything. They're going to say, look, we'll pay 30% or 40%, or we'll pay half of it. Every now and then they will pay the whole thing if they feel like, but I know that, down in Kansas City, if you needed help with a bill or something, you can go down there. They took like the first 7 people, and, they'll tell you straight up, look, we'll pay this. Can you pay this? So in other words, they're saying, God will help you or will help you, but you got to be able to help yourself too. And if you're helpless or hopeless, then maybe that is a choice that you are making. And maybe if I help you, it'll do me no good because you'll just be right back in that situation a month later. Because you're not connecting. Hit the thumbs up, you guys. There's 18 in the chat. I know my ratings are disabled. So, guys, I'm keeping it real with y'all, and all of my spells work. I know that I've had a couple of clients that, tried to lie and say that it didn't work. I've actually had troll clients, 2 clients that were. There's certain things that you have to do or you'll be dropped as a client. Number 1, I have to see a picture of you. If you refuse to send in a picture, I'm going to get suspicious of you. So there's certain things and certain rules that I'm following in 2020. And it's definitely, my cleanses are $450. I've got money work for $300. I've got the Lakshmi and Lord Ganesha wishing well on the website now that you can do for as little as $25. So there would be no reason for anybody to come to me and say, I need a payment arrangement, especially when I always have something going on. Now you can come and get a read and I can tell you what you need. If you don't have the money at that time, then make sure that you participate in those group rituals. And then also that that wishing well, that's going to be something that is ongoing. Okay, this is something that you're going to see real results from, not assumed results. Okay, I make things happen. My spells actually work. I've had about 1,000 demons after me trying to make me homeless for the past 3 months, and we ain't slept outside yet. And trust me, I done had a lot of people. Yeah, I have allergies. I ain't been out on the streets yet. I have a lot of angels and a lot of divine spirits, and I don't mind doing the work for people that I know works. You know what I'm saying? I could get my real estate license, even though they're killing realtors while they're showing houses. Did y'all hear about that? She was such a beautiful woman too. They killed her and they kidnapped her and killed her when she was showing a house. Ain't that something? I know that wouldn't happen to me, but that's pretty sad. But I could go do that and literally, so I don't have to do this. Like I have options too. You know what I'm saying? But just to let you guys know, it's real work. I'm not going to, chase a person around on the internet trying to prove I'm all powerful by chasing a woman and her children. I'm going to chase a demon away and save that woman and her children. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, power is not in ignorance. That is the opposite of having power. Hecate, right now, my 60-minute readings are actually on sale for $60 for the full moon. We usually like to do like a sale during the full moon. And then my 30-minute readings are still $40, $35 if you pay by Cashapp. Consultations are only $60. Okay. So And I've been dealing with other stuff today. Y'all notice I was getting those readings up. I'm gonna get the rest of them up for you guys so that you guys can, the reason why we're doing this is because the world needs less unfulfilled, unhappy people. So I'm also recruiting and I'm offering to train witches and healers and empaths. So, I know that there's a lot of people that they practice fake magic, which is, we're not going to go there. Mm-hmm. I probably will. I'll be very, very, very part-time at it though. Very part-time because this is where my heart is at, to be honest with you. It is. This is my heart. So I enjoy doing what I'm doing and plan on, and I will, you know, um, move forward and do the things that I plan to do with spirituality because, the world needs that. Okay. The world needs that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I got to let this phone charge up and everything. I'm saying that with love. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to get you guys afraid, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm letting you guys know that I don't do work for free. I can't do work for free. And the people that come to me to get work, make sure that you have all of your money right there. And if you need more than one ritual, then pay for it one at a time then. Okay? Pay for the rituals that you need one at a time. I've heard that name before. Hecate, which triple moon goddess. I've heard of that name before, but I don't want to say yay or nay. It is nice to have a business, Alex. I lost all my friends, but that was fake people from the Matrix. Do I want to go back? Nope. But yeah, I lost everybody, including my mother. But it's worth it because you're living in truth instead of, hiding out in fear. So, having a spiritual business is very different than, having a business, just a regular business where you might be selling, you might be, running a catering business or something. It's very, very different. And most people don't expect to get something without paying for all of it up front. You can't go to Kmart or Walmart and say, hey, I'm going to pay unless you have a credit card. But Walmart is going to get all their money up front. You see what I'm saying? So I love you guys, but I can't put myself in those positions anymore. You know what I'm saying? So we got another group ritual coming up. If you don't have the money at that time to pay for work, do the equinoxes and the group rituals until you're able to. You'd be surprised at how many people I've actually had people that I've called money to them. I call money to all of my clients. So it's literally no excuse to not pay me because I'll literally put the money in your hands. So, anyway, guys, I got kind of thrown off. Yeah, I work with everybody. I don't care if your family was Muslim, if they were Catholic, if they were even I don't discriminate against nobody. I'm very universal when it comes to my magic, and I'm an eclectic witch. So I respect all forms of spirituality. Now, here's something that I don't really like. I don't understand why you would have to do a ritual where you cut the foreskin off of a baby's penis and then put it in your mouth. I have no understanding of that, but I don't judge. I really try not to. Okay. But at the end of the day, you know, so anyway, guys, I will see you guys later. Hit the thumbs up to support the channel. If you don't support this channel, you need to leave now, because I noticed that there's only 4 thumbs up, but there's been 20 of you in here. And see, that's a problem, because first of all, there's way more than 20 people. Excuse me, let me drink something. There's way more than 20 people watching me. You need to add some zeros to that number. It's off the Richter scale, okay? The views that I get. YouTube would not be able to pay me for the views that I get. My views go all the way out to outer space and all the way out to the spiral galaxy. Trust me, they are watching. And, you know, I don't care what somebody told you about me. If I were dirty, my spirits would not have given me all of that. So you guys better be careful with who you listen to. If you are somebody that does not like me, you need to back up off the channel, because I noticed that many of you are doing that. You love me, you admire me, but then you hate me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it is what it is. And if you are with a coven, you know, let's have a truce, because it's obvious that you're not going to manifest what you're trying. I mean, we just gonna keep going back and forth, and my spirits are gonna really get tired. I mean, I understand that a lot of y'all got y'all protection and stuff. Listen, I am doing me. I can't take nothing from you. If you feel like I'm able to take away from you, then that just further solidifies and validates me. You know what I'm saying? They try to do work. They can't do no work on me, guys. They've been trying for the longest. After 5 years, and then they tried to use me as a guinea pig. But it's obvious that what you've done isn't manifested, and you literally just got lucky. You know, the issues or problems that I've had even in the past year had nothing to do with my enemies or so-called adversaries. It actually, you know, is something totally different. Has a lot to do with the work that I was doing for people. Those people are just wasting their time and making a fool of themselves, to be honest with you. And it's obvious that you're a fake practitioner. So, you know, we just look at them as kind of like a circus show, you know, but I think that they've calmed down a whole lot, but I can see them trying to do rituals and stuff still. And you got to give it up. I can return your stuff to you with a tea light candle. I ain't even got to invest in no candles to put that back on you. And really, to be honest with you, my spirits have been taking it easy on you. So we need to let that go. If I have the power to get charges dropped to a second-time felon that got out, that literally walked away from a 20-year, 30-year sentence, what makes you think that you can touch me? And this ain't about grandstanding. This is about my belief, not only in myself, but then again, the belief in my spirits. That's really what's strong, and the trust and the faith that I have. So it don't matter what religion somebody is. If they got a lot of damn faith, and see, I don't do stuff to just come after people. These folks came after me. My daughters are not with me because of a separate issue. That had nothing to do with those people. I didn't lose my home. I moved out. And I didn't have, what relationship did they break up again? He wasn't in for, I'm not talking about a specific client that I'm talking about. I was using that as an example, Alex. I was using that as an example. I don't discuss client business on YouTube. Period. Ever. I don't care if a client owes me 10 grand. I don't do that. So I was using that as a scenario. But addressing what you're saying, Alex, my daughters are their own separate beings. So that, that again, that was something that they tried to use to say that they put this horrible curse on me. But again, those are separate people that have their own choices. Also, I did not lose my home. I didn't own that home. I was renting that house. Okay. All right. Alex, yeah, let me get you up out of here. Okay. Bye. Okay. So listen, let me address what Alex said. First of all, that house was not my house. That house was owned by the landlord. I gave notice to vacate by October 31st. It's a totally different thing than losing your house to taxes or failing to pay the mortgage. Okay, as explained before, the landlord filed a false eviction that was proven in court. Okay, he filed eviction on rent that was already paid to him. Okay, hon. So yeah, you must have been over there listening to somebody that you shouldn't have been. And then also, what'd you say? Broke up my relationship. I haven't been in a relationship in over 10 years. So, you must be, listen, y'all gotta stop trying to use me and the circumstances in my life that were already there. If anything, we're gonna give credit to my ex. Okay, I am battling my ex. So the fake witches on here that tried to use that, that's not their call. Okay. And also broke up my relationship. Yeah, I kind of know who you are, and you're one of those. Okay, here's what I would suggest. I'm going to get out of here, guys, because I got to go and do readings. If you are a witch that does not like Jamila, stop watching me because you're driving yourself crazy. You are not my enemy. You are not strong enough to be my enemy. Now, if my mother sent you a piece of my hair or something and you think you got so much power because of that, then keep trying it because you've gotten lucky. And so is my mother. Okay? So that's all I want to say to y'all. I will see you guys later. Y'all know who to reach if y'all want real work. All right? Bye. Love and light.